Blast me to Bermuda. It's time for the Mad Merlins unboxing of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium. Delivery 16. Hello everyone and welcome back to another unboxing. So I've just got my recent delivery of Imperium, and this is delivery 16, covering issues 59 to 62. So before we get in, as usual, we will go through each of the issues, have a quick look at our models, quick covering of what's in the contents, and then afterwards I'll do my individual issue details. There will be a special double one, as 59 and 60 are both parts of the Space Marine Outriders. Can't wait to do those. But that is it. The other thing I have is a question for you. And that question is, now that we know it's going to be February, how many of you are going to be starting the new Age of Sigmar Partworks Stormbringer? Personally, it's not for me. Nice models in the collection, I must admit, but I'm still in 2, maybe even 3 minds about AOS. So I might leave it for a while and think about it closer to the time of release, but at the moment it's definitely going to be a no. So with that out the way, let's dive into delivery 16. So we've got issue 61, issue 60, 59, and 62, our paint issue. So, as usual, we'll start at the beginning and work our way through in number order. So, we'll kick things off with 59. So this is the first half of the Outriders, and we get the rather incomplete sprue. This is literally the sprue with all the arms, all the backpacks, and one part of a bike. I believe it's not even a complete part of a bike, because we've got 15 and 3, and we need for this one, I believe, 28 and 27A and 27B. So yeah, we can't even build the bike that we do get, which is really annoying. But it's a double part issue, so we'll be able to build all of these in one video. Diving then into our magazine, so we got Space Marine Stratagems, the Red Corsairs, and use power ratings. So first off, we've got our battle record for the Outriders, although we get to name each of them, what their speciality is, and they've already got a list of names here, so we don't have to roll on our table, but you can if you want to. Got our squad name and honorifics there. 6 models destroyed on the charge. Record every time you do that. Bit of background information on the Space Marine Close Support units. So the Outriders, the Incursors, the Inceptors. A Crimson Fist one, nice. Got a short story called The Spearhead, featuring the Ultramarines and the Necrons. Villamus, a new war zone, featuring heavily with the Red Corsairs. And then we have Huron Blackheart himself. Background on Ephrael Stern, the Demonifuge, one of my favourite Battle Sister characters. And then we got our build guide for our Outriders. Then we got our Space Marine Stratagems, building an army with power ratings. And then a prelude to Doom. So we got example lists and how to build your army list there. So, and then we got our battle zone here. So we're using mats 4 and 38, and we got corners deployments. That's pretty cool. Moving on then, we've got issue 60. And here we have the other half of the Outrider sprue. Well, I say half, it's more 2/3. Yeah, 2/3. But there we have the full Outrider sprue, so we can build our squad now. We have our bases for the Outriders, and we got our magazines, so we learn about the Grey Knights, Space Marine faction rules, and Outrider datasheets and a paint guide. So, background for the Grey Knights, one of my favourite chapters of Space Marines. I just love the blue silver of their armour, and the fact that they are all psychers. The background for the Space Marine Armory. And that is it. So when we move on to our paint guide, so we're going to be painting our Outriders up to a rather basic level. Of course, I'll be painting mine in my usual method, which I'll have to take a refresher course on because it's been a while since I painted an Ultramarine model. But we paint them up to a fairly good standard. And we even do the bases, so we're doing the bases separate to the actual models, so don't glue your models down to the bases yet. We're doing the helmet there for the Sergeant. And that's our finished Outrider squad, looking pretty good. Moving on then, we got part 1 of our Angels of Death rules. So this includes the Angels of Death special rule, and they shall know no fear, Bolt of Discipline, and Shock Assault. There is also the rule of combat doctrines as well. So that'll be coming in a later issue. So we've got coverage for And They Shall Know No Fear and Bolt of Discipline. And then we have the Outrider rules. And Assaulting the Basilica. So this is our first mission using all 4 mats. We've got a central objective here with one set of ruins specifically set up there, 12 inches, 12 inches. Necron deployment there, Imperium deployment there, and obviously it's to gain control of the central battlefield. So if Necron's 50 powers, the Necron player must contain the following: so 1 Overlord and 2 troop units. The Imperium player is no more than 50 power and must include the Canoness, the Battle Sisters, the Seraphim, and at least 1 other troop's choice. That'll be quite an interesting battle. That's definitely going to be done on my floor, so I'm going to move my table out of the way and hopefully film this in some detail. Right, 61 then. So, 61 comes with our 3rd and final Tomb Blade. We got our stands and his base. So that'll be quite cool. That's our 3rd and final one. And we've got a fold out here. So this is our next mission pack. So the Veteran mission pack. I thought that'd be coming soon. So let's have a look then through issue 61. So we learn about the Inquisition, building our Tomb Blade, and our new mission pack. So we got an inquisitorial report on the Inquisition. Don't believe everything you say in that, they'll probably hide some of the truths. That's the Inquisition all over. We've got the War Zone of Manask, and a short story called The Festering Hordes, featuring the Grey Knights against a battle host of Nurgle demons. So, yeah. Got more information about the Grey Knights there as well on that War Zone. So we're building our Tomb Blade, much the same as the last one, but this time we are building the Particle Caster weapon option. And we have the larger vein piece there, and then the shield veins. And then painting him is going to be much the same as our last one. So you got all the glowing effect areas in white there. And we got the rules for the Cryptek Arcana. So we get 4 special rules to upgrade your Cryptex. which also increase their power ratings and makes them a little bit more dangerous in battle. We got Blessings of the Faithful, so rules to buff your sisters, and again it increases their power ratings to a unit. So that's pretty cool as well. Then we got learning about battle-forged armies, how many command points you get, and to the size of the game. And then we have Scout and Engage. So this is our first mission of our veteran pack. So here we have a nice view of a battle-forged army. So you've got a HQ, 2 troops, 3 troops in total, and a second HQ. So this is the 50-point power detachment. So you need 2 HQs and 3 troops. Everything else is optional. So we're using our brand new battlefield, and 25 power for our mission. We have the take and hold progressive objective. Then we've got secondary objectives, infiltration, which is an end game one. So at the end of the game, you score 3 points if you have at least 1 unit wholly within your opponent's deployment zone. So we've got very tight deployment zones here. So it'll be a very small game, so that's pretty cool. We're using the front side of our map 58. Can't wait to play on that. And there we go. And then we got our veteran mission pack. So this covers the stratagems that we can use: insane bravery, counter-offensive, fire, overwatch, and command reroll. The different detachments we can do. So it's 25 power, 50 power, and then power ratings and battlefield role, and of course all the special missions and secondary objectives exclusive to use in veteran missions. And finally then we've got issue 62, which is our paint issue for this is where my tongue stops working. Paint issue for the delivery. And the paints we get are Calgar Blue here, nice light blue to layer up our Space Marine armors. And we get Evil Sun's Scar, a nice bright red that hopefully will be finally adding some highlights to our Adeptus Mechanicus units. So in issue 62 we get our new paints, our paint guides, we learn about the Space Marine veterans, and we get a brand new psychic discipline for our librarian. So we learn all about the different types of veterans. So we've got a Blade Guard veteran at the front there, Terminators, Stern Guard, and Vanguard. We learn all about the Silent King, the big commander of the Necron race. We also learn about the Crimson Fist, best chapter ever. So yeah, can't wait to read that. Good old Pedro Cantor there. And Rin's World. We also learn about Duriel Ventress, captain of the 4th Company of Ultramarines. I have this guy in my collection, but I'm doing 3rd Company for my specific army. And we have a mission called Crux Terminatus, featuring the Death Wing against the Iron Warriors. Oh, and we also got Chief Librarian Tigurius on the back of Ventress. That's cool, 2 heroes on 1 page. That's another model I've also got in my collection. One of my favourite characters since the early days of 40k. Or my early days of 40k, should I say. Ooh, and we've actually got a double-page story. So, ooh, that's going to be cool to read. So, we are now updating the highlights on our Ultramarines. So, we're picking out all the edge highlights of the blue armour with Calgar Blue. Picking out the plasma coils and any lights with Calgar Blue, so we're going to be picking out our terrain pieces as well. Evil Sun Scarlet is highlighting all the red details on our Ultramarines, so the helmets, the weapons, the robes on the Adeptus Mechanicus, so apply the paint over the raised folds of the and edges only, leaving the base paint and shade in the recesses, and then the armour with edge highlighting. Picking out lenses with a highlight of Evil Suns, as well as the orb on our Chronomancer there. And there's our finished models. They all look really quite nice. I can't wait to pick out all our Skitarii. So they'll finally have some lovely painted models. I can finally glue them together as well. So there we have it. So next we have the faction rules for our Space Marines Librarian discipline. So this is the Obscuration discipline, exclusive to those who are in the Vanguard attachments. So our Phobos Librarian. So we've got Temporal Corridor there and Tenebrous Curse. Two examples of our psychic powers in action. And then we got the Crystal Matrix, so our third mission in the Veterans campaign. So we got Incursion and Canoptic Alert. So we're using 58 and 38, the reverse sides, long table edge deployment zone, set up terrain as you see fit. We got objective markers 1, 2, and 3. There's a priority objective, and we are playing to 50 power. And to avoid spoilers, that is it. Right. I'll bring everything in and we'll go over my final thoughts for this delivery. So there we have delivery 16 of our Imperium collection. Pretty light delivery, but we do get a good lot of content within it. So we only get 2 units, so we get our third and final Tomb Blade. Nothing that special. We've seen this guy twice before. But we do get the Outriders who do win it for this delivery. Paints are pretty good. 2 paints I've always had in my collection, and they're ideal for highlighting our Ultramarine models and Mechanicum stuff as well. Makes them stand out a little different to our Battle Sisters, which is pretty good. All in all, though, I don't think it's a particularly strong delivery. I like that we are now starting our veteran missions. That's going to give me a lot more in-depth for things. We do now have, of course, the use of power ratings in our games, so that's always good. And we also have new psychic powers and new stratagems and faction rules for all our Ultramarines, Necrons, and we even have some new stuff for our Battle Sisters as well. So the magazines, I think, are definitely a good improvement in this delivery. But all in all, it's not that strong a delivery. You have 2 issues for the Outriders where you could have easily done one and thrown in another Necron model. That might have made it a little more of value, but as it is, it's still good. So I think a 3 out of 5 for this delivery is going to be fair. The Outriders do give us some does push the rating up a bit, I think. But yeah, we've got some pretty good information to go through, and I can't wait to dive into doing these issues. Like I said, I'll be doing 59 and 60 in one video, and 61 and 62 on their own. So I can't wait to build and paint these Outriders. Finally be able to use my Macragge blue spray, which I haven't used in a long time. And like I said, we have a big battle report in issue 60, so I can't wait to clean up my hobby room and film this for you all to enjoy. So there we have it. That is the Imperium Delivery 16, and all that's left for me to do is to say thank you all for watching. If you think I deserve it, please give this video a like, and please share it with your social medias if you have any. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more mad content, and to answer the question in the comment section down below. I love having a chat with you all, I really do. It goes a long way to help the channel out as well. So, with that said, thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.